Hi, today we're gonna do something different. We're not gonna list any top 10s or talk about specific genres or hidden gems either. We'll celebrate 10 those low-res masterpieces, visuals of which stood the test of time. From rotoscoped animation to lush VGA backdrops and hand-painted cyberpunk cityscapes, these games prove that true artistry knows no hardware boundaries. Let's dive in. Another World is a thing of beauty. I mean, just look at it. It feels less like a game and more like an interactive sci-fi short film. Another World's minimalist vector graphics, bold color gradients, and completely omitted HUD elements and text prompts made it incredibly cinematic feeling, immersing you directly in its dark alien landscapes. Whether it's a deadly bug falling from the ceiling, ready to sink its sharp claw in you ending your miserable existence, or an alien pointing his even more alien than himself gun at your temple, you are there and you experience it all firsthand. Even decades later, Another World's stark silhouettes and cinematic pacing look stunning, the animations are butter smooth, and as a package it still influences modern indie platformers with its uncanny art style and atmosphere. Delphin Software packed over 1000 hand-drawn frames into Flashback, giving its characters almost cartoon-smooth fluidity. And all of that on a mid-90s mid-range PC. Also on Amiga, where it actually released before DOS, but that's a subject for another video. Either way, just look at it. Look at how all these tiny pixels perfectly play off each other, as if real care and attention was put to each and every one of them. Where they're placed, how they look, and how they move. Despite the common misconception, Flashback was not a sequel to Another World, but it shared a lot of its spirit. Clear direction, beautiful presentation and stellar design, and all of that made it more of an experience than just a game. Layered backgrounds, from dense jungles foliage to futuristic labs, create a deep sense of space and movement. Even now, Flashback's blend of precise platforming and animated charm feels surprisingly fresh, and its gameplay stood the test of time with a surprising for games released in the early 90s ease.
Who's up there? You won't escape that way!
Revolution Software's Beneath a Steel Sky brings a gritty, dystopian, futuristic Australian cyberpunk megacity to life in 256-color VGA glory. Beneath a Steel Sky is one of the most immersive pixel worlds ever crafted on DOS.
Get out while you can, Rob.
High-tech low-life cyberpunk theme of the game truly comes to life in Beneath a Steel Sky thanks to the so-called virtual theater engine. It allows the in-game characters to move freely from one another or your input, making Union City one of the most immersive pixel worlds of the 1990s.
It's an android. Aha! Another ID card from my collection.
No strangers may enter the Castle of the Crown.
King's Quest VI was the first in Sierra's long-running series to harness 256-color VGA, transforming each scene into lavish storybook painting. And quite literally at that, as when the palette became available to the graphic designers, they truly went to town with it. Working overtime, weekends, at nights. I really don't know if that took place, it's a wild guess only, but the presentation seems to back it up and suggests that their significant others felt alone and kids abandoned as the game was being made.
Gotcha this time!
From ornate palace gardens to haunted forests, every background bursts with detail and atmosphere, and every pixel seems to be a part of a bigger puzzle, carefully and perfectly placed where it should be.
Great gods! Did you see that? The man just appeared from nowhere.
Perhaps he was sent by the spirits. I see no boat.
He is an intruder, no matter how he got here. Grab him!
Hand-drawn portraits of all characters add personality in dialogues, making each encounter feel like a moving illustration and the game like a fairy tale come true.
Let's go.
Everyone knows that epic mega games as Jazz Jackrabbit was the PC world's answer to Sega's Sonic the Hedgehog. But not everyone realizes that from a technical point of view it was a much more advanced title. Not only it sported mouth-watering and eye-popping orgy of 256 colors as opposed to Genesis' 64, but more importantly, it featured parallax scrolling, creating unprecedented and unbeatable depth not common in those games at the time. Vibrant cartoon-style sprites and fluid animations bring Jazz's neon alien worlds to life, while the breakneck pace keeps you on your toes, turning those pixels into a sea of fast-moving color. Jazz may have not been the smoothest of experiences, being one of the first full-color platformers by Epic. In fact, I'd risk saying that it was a bit choppy and clunky at times, but the quality of its sprites was on another level. Many of you may disagree with me here and say that its follow-up looked better, but I believe that Jordan Mechner's Prince of Persia was a much more impressive game, and especially for when it released in 1990. Prince of Persia used little-known at the time rotoscoping technology to achieve its lifelike animations. And it was not nothing, folks, as the entire game was built out of over 600 frames of animation, which at the time felt like a million bajillion quintillion. And not all of these are even real numbers. Each palace chamber of this little game that could feels distinct thanks to detailed tilework and subtle lighting effects, immersing you in cinematic tale of love, rescue and revenge. In exactly that order. Its smooth acrobatics movement mechanics set a new bar for platformers in the DOS era that many games after tried to mimic and follow. If you'll only have time to try one game out of today's video, make sure to make it The Secret of Monkey Island. It may not use sophisticated or modern at the time tech as some others did, and it didn't even reach any graphical heights, but overall what was achieved stylistically with this one had no equals. Monkey Island released in two distinctive versions, the original using 16-color EGA palette, and then later an enhanced outing sporting a fantastic 256-color goodness. But even that first was so well made that you would never tell that it missed something because of its scarcity of resources. Monkey Island delivers cartoon-perfect art with a touch of pirate whimsy. Hand-painted backgrounds like the bustling scum bar, eerie Governor's Mansion or even picturesque Titular Island are all loaded with pixel-perfect animated details. Flickering torches, creaking doors, clouds and even shouting pirates. It's a blend of charm and animation depth along with world-class storytelling that help define the point-and-click genre. Lemmings may look simple. And they really are. I mean, they're made of what? A dozen pixels maybe? But what they lack in complexity, they more than make up in their pixel-perfect animations and charm that give each tiny creature distinct personality. The way they march, dig and build is endlessly endearing. Even their death animation somehow managed to look cute rather than grotesque. And all of that in just a handful of pixels. The bright, colorful and fun stylized level designs pop off the screen, complementing the ungodly number of these little creatures tirelessly tip-topping all over it, happily going where their tiny feet will lead them, whether it's to an exit, an obstacle or to their death. Lemmings proved that clever level design and miniature artsy animations can turn a puzzle game into a visual treat.
Die! Die! It works! I can't believe it! Uh-oh.
LucasArts' Day of the Tentacle unleashes cartoon chaos in 256-color VGA, with exaggerated character designs, hand-painted backgrounds bursting with life and an impeccable attention to detail. It's a masterpiece in squeezing what was possible out of 320 by 200 resolution, and it looks like a true work of art.
Or is it Jazz?
Oh no!
The artists really did their best with this time-traveling adventure, drawing some locations in 3 different periods of time, adding unique animated set pieces and their own spins on all of them, and handcrafting each and every scene to the minute, sweet detail. If my dream of building a museum of video games ever came true, Day of the Tentacle would be one of the major exhibits.
I'm a failure.
Hi. Don't sneak up on me like that. What are you up to? I locked my keys in the car.
Day of the Tentacle's presentation oozes personality from each of its tiny pixels. Neither of them is misplaced, random or missing, each is where it should be, jointly forming this Tentacles and Mad Doctor's Field magnum opus that is a testament to ingenuity and creativity of its time.
Well, I hate to say it, sir, but there was some trouble with one of the humans.
Trouble? What sort of trouble?
Nothing I couldn't handle, but I've noticed something about the humans that may pose a problem.
Do continue.
Well, sir, in general, they seem to be a bit larger than us tentacles. You know, taller, heftier, more massive.
It may be funny how this list is full of point-and-clickers, but say what you will, they were really impressive graphically at the time. Perhaps because of their less action-oriented design, or perhaps because the devs could let their imaginations go. Hard to tell, but what's beyond question is that Full Throttle from LucasArts, the last game using their famous Scam engine, combines rich comic book style art and full voice acting to create one-of-a-kind experience.
Step on it. Let's find out who they are.
Am I cool or what?
You're amazing.
The backgrounds are unmistakably for LucasArts' detailed and alive feeling. with tons upon tons of small subtle animations of flickering signs or drifting dust, highlighting the devastation of this near dystopian future, not yet beyond repair, but definitely on the edge. Smooth character motion and rare blend of action and adventuring that Full Throttle was known for all deliver a presentation worth of a short film award, serving cinematic experiences like rarely any DOS games ever did. And there you have, 10 DOS graphical masterworks that still wows us today. From minimalist vectors to lush hand-painted scenes and cyberpunk skylines, these classics reminds us, while pixel art will never go out of style, and while new games still call back to this golden time of creativity. Which of these low-res graphical showcases amazed you the most? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed going on this trip down the pixel lane with me, hit like, subscribe and ring that bell for more retro goodness. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.
Take off.